What is going on, 5-9 gamers? It's me, Announcer here, and today we're going to be taking a look at another installment of our fan-made card series. Right now we're going to look at your designs for the Fusion Zamasu LR that is confirmed to be coming through V-Jump for part 2 of the JP Tanabata celebration. So, with all the global hype going on with Gogeta and, Gogeta, we have, Fusion Zamasu and Future Saga going on, which I feel like we've been waiting quite some time for Fusion Zamasu, and we got tons of wonderful submissions. So, without further ado, let's just hop right into it and see what you guys have came up with.
Hey there guys, it's your boy Mas Ningen here, and let's go ahead and jump straight into the entry that I have chosen for our LR Zamasu prediction. So shout out to GT Fusions for this one. I'm not going to go over the stats. I'm not really a stats guy. I'm assuming these are good for an LR. His leader skill is Worldwide Chaos or Patara, 4 key, HP, attack and defense 150%. Obviously this will, both of these categories will cover all of the Zamasu and Goku Black units, which is kind of the team that you're going to want to run these units on, right? Unfortunately, Yellow Coin LRs, realistically, we're not expecting them to have higher than a 150 leader skill. It definitely would be nice because you want to summon these units to use them on your teams, but you're very rarely ever going to use them for a leader skill. But Worldwide Chaos and Patara is a pretty good combo. Then for his super attacks, we have the 12 key super is Blades of Judgment, which raises attack and defense and does colossal damage to all enemies. So infinitely stacks attack and defense and is an AoE. So obviously could be very useful for like Super Battle Road, World Tournament, that kind of thing. And then the 18 key super, the Divine Wrath, greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn and does mega colossal damage to the enemy, as well as massively lowering attack. So you can already see from the 2 different super attack effects that this unit would be very, very good for Super Battle Road. Obviously getting an additional super after getting the 18 key means that not only are you then getting that stack on the attack and defense, because the 18 key one is obviously just for the 1 turn, but it's also an AoE. So in Super Battle Road, for example, you can massively target like 1 enemy, do a bunch of damage to them and lower their attack, and then hopefully get the additional and do damage to all enemies. So I do like, it's kind of this physical cell, sort of an STR Broly, I guess, like Blueprint, the 12 key AoE and then 18 key big damage single target. So I do like that. The passive skill is Eternal Judgment of the Absolute God. He activates an entrance animation upon entering the attacking turn. I noticed a few people did this. This is obviously how the passive is worded in Dokkan, but I don't think I saw many entries where people then put what the animation would actually be. Because obviously this is the way the card would be written in game, and it doesn't describe what the animation is. But that would have been a cool thing to add into the design briefs here, because I'm going to assume, since the card starts out as Merged Zamasu, the entrance animation is going to be Goku Black and Zamasu fusing. I think that would be awesome. But anyway, they get an entrance animation. They reduce damage received by 50% from 5 turns from the start of the battle. So again, super useful for like Super Battle Road. They get Key plus 3, HP, attack and defense 150%. They get additional attack and defense 50% and guards all attacks as the first or third attacker in the turn. Then an additional attack and defense 100% and launches an additional super attack as the second attacker in the turn. So it gives you a couple of different ways to play with them here. You can use them as a slot 1 tank. Even if you're floating them off for some reason, they can tank in slot 3 because of the guard. Or you can put them in slot 2 and do extra damage, a little bit of extra defense without the guard, and you get the guaranteed additional super. So again, for something like Super Battle Road, I feel like this design is going to work really well with the Tech LR, Zamasu and Goku Black Easy A, because they are a very good slot 1 unit. You can put them in slot 1, put these guys here in, or this guy, because it's just Merged Zamasu now, isn't it? Put this guy in slot 2, and then he's going to be able to do, as I said when we went through the super attack effects, target 1 big damage on an enemy and massively lower their attack, and then you're getting the guaranteed additional super, which is the AoE. So Very, very good for Super Battle Road. He also gives all allies Key +2, attack and defense 30%. So I guess that could be a reason why you'd be floating him in slot 3 as a support unit, which then means he's also getting guard. He foresees enemy super attacks and has a high chance to dodge when facing a Pure Saiyan or beyond Super Saiyan category enemy. So very, very powerful. Guaranteed scouter and a 50% chance to dodge. Very, very good. And then recovers 10% HP at the start of the turn. So very well designed kit. Very, very powerful unit. And he also has an active skill, Lightning of Absolution. Massively raises attack and defense temporarily and causes ultimate damage. Stuns the attacked enemy, and within the turn all attacks become crits. So this is becoming a very standard like active skill ability now, where the active skill is obviously going to be a crit, and then his attacks during that turn are going to be guaranteed crits as well. It can be activated when HP is 50% or more, or when facing only one enemy whose HP is 50% or more, starting from the 4th turn of the battle. So obviously I'm assuming this part here, there should probably be I think it should be worded differently, because I'm assuming this is when HP is 50% or more, but still starting from the 4th turn of the battle, because otherwise you could just always use it from turn 1, right? So I'm assuming both of these apply to from turn 4 onwards, but still very good condition. Very, very strong unit. Decent links. I think these are the very typical Merge Zamasu links and categories, so nothing too crazy there. But overall, I think this is a very, very well-designed Merge Zamasu LR. If the card came out exactly like this, I would definitely be very happy. Like I say, using the combo of this with the LR, Tech, Zamasu, and Goku Black, I think this would be very, very effective. So definitely a well-designed card here. Shout out to GT Fusions for this one, and let us go on to the next one.
What is going on, my dudes? Tystra back with my boys here at 59 Mobile. We are talking about the newly announced LR Fusion Zamasu, and we wanted to know here what you guys thought was going to be on this card, and I am not disappointed by this response, that's for sure. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So first things first, Apple Jesus, thank you so much for the submission. Deeply appreciate you taking the time. So let's see what you got. HP 20,450, attack 19,290, and then defense 12,980. You could raise that a little bit. Like, it's an LR. Come on now, you can go up there a little bit. But I do like the little spread, so I'll give you that. Anyways, leader skill, worldwide chaos, and final trump card, key +4 and HP attack and defense plus 150%. I dig it, but I think you could probably do something other than maybe final trump card. You could probably go Patara, but final trump card's still a good choice. I'm not going to argue with that. Now, 12 key super attack right here. The Blades of I almost said Justice. Judgment. Sorry, I'm skipping a little bit here. Blades of Judgment raises attack and raises defense for 1 turn and causes damage, colossal damage to enemies. So that's not bad. Definitely dig that, and it's an infinite attack stacker, so that's really cool. I would have liked an infinite defense stacker, but I digress. That's just me. Now, Lightning of Absolution raises attack, raises defense for 1 turn, and causes mega colossal damage to enemy. I'm guessing there might be a percentage change. You might do 12 key with a 20%, and then the 18 key could be a 30% increase, so that could work pretty well. I think that would be dope, but honestly, if it's just both 20%, I think just changing mega colossal damage is a little bit underwhelming, but you know, there's still some things you can do with that. Okay, so let's get to the passive now. Activates intro animation when entering attacking turn, attack plus 40%, and reduces damage received by 20% for 6 turns when there is a worldwide chaos category ally attacking in the same turn, once only. So the only thing that I find weird about that, I get where you're coming from with the attack plus 40%, and it's on the intro, so it makes sense. So never mind. I had to reread that a little bit, but that makes sense. For once only, for the 6 turns, you get 20% damage reduction. Recovers 10% in attack and defense plus 160%, key +1, and reduces damage received by 5% with each attack received, up to key +6 and 30% damage reduction. That is huge. That's basically like 50% damage reduction for 6 turns, and then after that, it's going to go up to 30 so long as you get hit. So that's really good, especially since, you know, regardless, you're going to get a little bit of damage reduction. Launch an additional super attack when ki is 24 or more, and nullify enemies' melee super attacks and counter with tremendous power. That could be really, really good. And I'm a sucker for passives that have that one little thing that's clever about them, and I really like the nullifies enemies' melee supers instead of just ki supers, so that's really cool. I like that. Now, of course, we get an active skill, Divine Wrath. Effect greatly raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage, all attacks become crits, and nullifies enemy actions for 1 turn. That is basically a Ghost Usher plus just downright beating them down, so I like that. Can be activated when HP is 50% or above, starting from the 5th turn, and can be activated starting from the 3rd turn when there is a Pure Saiyans or Hybrid Saiyans category enemy. I really, really like the little touch on that because it plays on the stuff that we've kind of seen recently with a lot of these active skills. So really, really like that. Link skills: Nightmare, Cold Judgment, Big Bad Bosses, Fused Fighters, Dismal Future, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. This guy could link with so many good units, to be honest. Obviously Big Bad Bosses has to be there. That's just a given. And then, of course, we got the categories: Rebel Gods, Patara, Future Saga, Time Travelers, Final Trump Card, Worldwide Chaos, Battle of Fate, and Fused Fighters. Honestly, this was a fantastic submission. So again, thank you, Apple Jesus, for that. And guys, let us know the next time what you guys have in store for your predictions whenever a new card gets announced. We'd love to hear your guys' predictions. This is Tystra signing off with 5-9 Mobile.
Alright, it's Gil right here. We're gonna go right into the LR Fuse Zamasu predictions. We have one from Flame Hashira or Vegito. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing what you guys have to give us in terms of your predictions for Fuse Zamasu. So they've gone for the unit stats of 21,650 HP, 20,657 attack, and 13,000 defense approximately at 100%. This is not bad. These are pretty average from what I've gathered looking at other units and stuff. But I feel like that doesn't really matter too much once it comes to the passive, especially if the passive is super strong with damage reduction or guard or whatever it may be. So I'm going to wait and see the passive skills and then come back to this maybe. Otherwise, we can just ignore it, to be quite honest. I feel like if the passive has any sort of, tech or anything, I think that just invalidates all the stats and stuff. Leader skill is Realm of Gods or Worldwide Chaos categories, Ki +3, HP attack and defense 150. This doesn't really matter in all honesty. I mean, it's nice obviously to have a leader skill with Worldwide Chaos that's not tech 17 or 18 and stuff, but it's not 200%. And I feel like Dokkan needs to start doing 150 plus 30 at the very least, right? So that we get to 180 for these LRs, but who knows if they'll ever do that. But right now, in all honesty, not bad. I wish it was something else apart from Realm of Gods, maybe Inhuman Deeds, but I think this is fine. Something, again, we can ignore for the most part. Now, here is where things get interesting. Super attack effects is 12 key, Blades of Judgment, raises attack and defense, and causes colossal damage to all enemies. They've gone for an AoE 12 key with stacking as well. Not something I was expecting to see, in all honesty, because when I go into these videos, I skim through it. I don't really look at it in full detail, so I didn't realize he had an AoE on 12 key until now. Gonna be interesting. Obviously, I know the judgment everybody has when it comes to AoE super attacking units these days, for example Fizz Raditz, but there have been good ones as well. It's like Grade A Vegeta, Fizz Cell as well. So his EZA was decent, so let's see how it goes if they do give him an AoE attack. 18 key is Lightning of Absolution, greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes mega colossal damage to the enemy. Not bad at all. I think that's great. Hoping there's additionals in his passive to be able to proc that raises attack and defense consistently, but let's see now. Birth of Judgment is his passive skill, Ki +2, attack and defense 150, pretty solid there. Changes any type of key sphere, excluding Fizz key spheres, into Rainbow key spheres, and reduces damage received by 40% at the start of turn. Really solid first line there. Automatically, that first line alone, in all honesty, I would take, frankly speaking, because you've got damage reduction, you've got Rainbow key sphere changer, Ki +2, attack and defense 150, so he's self-sufficient in a way, as well as 150 key and 150 attack and defense, so that's really solid. Obviously, he has more though, and I think he would need more to get up to the heights of like 7 million, 8 million attack stats that people love to see nowadays in these units. So he gets an additional attack and defense 20% when performing a super attack per key sphere obtained, so that solves all the issues people may have with his attack or defense. And then on top of that, he gets an additional 10% damage reduction per rainbow key sphere obtained. This man can reach 90% at maximum I was gonna say minimum 90% damage reduction and maximum if you get that line of 5 rainbow key spheres, which is very rare, but it's not impossible. He also launches a guaranteed additional super attack when facing off 2 or more enemies, which makes sense as well because, you know, with his 12 key being an AoE, it fits perfectly with the idea that he should launch a guaranteed additional super where he does an additional AoE, and it's good in that way, and it helps in early phases of red zone as well with, you know, those multi enemies in Turles' stage, Slug stage, and for example, right? I think that's great. Bojack stage, for example, right? And then he also has a great chance of launching an additional super attack when facing only 1 enemy. So he still keeps that additional super anyways. It's just become a 70% chance instead of a guaranteed one, which is also fine, I think. I think this is a really good passive. He's really strong off bat with just that first 2 lines alone. But that 3rd line and the 4th line just make him immense. And of course, as I said earlier on, to get the stats off faster and faster and faster, I think that additional super attack will help him out tremendously. His active skill is able to be activated on the 3rd turn, start a battle when facing up against a parental bond category enemy, or it can be activated during the 5th turn when facing up against 1 enemy. 2 really good conditions in my opinion, because the first condition you're gonna see very often in the game, especially in Super Battle Road and stuff like that, the stages he's on. I feel like you'll see a Goku or a Gohan or a Vegeta or a Trunks or something along those lines in those stages. And then of course the second one is super easy as well, because you're facing 1 enemy in so many of these IDV8 stages, red zone and stuff like that on the 5th turn, so it works out perfectly fine. It causes ultimate damage to the enemy and raises extreme allies defense by 10%. The second part is fantastic. I think that's so good. You've seen AGL Kid Gohan have a 20% boost, so I think a 10% boost is not bad at all. And the ultimate damage to the enemy is going to be a little bit weak, I feel, because you're getting so much of the attack and defense with rainbow keys, and with just key spheres in general. And only the 150, I don't know how much damage that will do, but we'll have to just wait and see. Link's skills are Fear and Faith, Godly Power, Big Bad Bosses, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, Dismal Future, and Nightmare. Fantastic. And the categories are as listed below. You guys can see it. It's the usual ones and the usual suspects. I think this is a really good card. I would love to see it in Dokkan, to be quite honest. I want to see them do something like this. This is a very, very strong card. But I think they're going to make him a little bit weaker. We'll have to just wait and see. They're probably going to go for a balance of offense and defense. I feel like these few Zamasus, the ones that aren't corrupted, end up being a bit mixed, obviously based on the AGL version being the middle point, right? The corrupted version ends up being super offensive, and base Zamasu ends up being super defensive. So something of a mix of the two. I think it'll be a balanced card at the very least. So we'll have to just wait and see. Let's move on to the next content creator and see what they are going to look at.
What's up, guys? My name is Vilify, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of the fan-made LR Fusion Zamasu predictions. This comes from OF_Eisen. He did not give us any unit stats, as that was optional, but he did have a couple things here. We're going to go ahead and react to this live. I have not read this yet, so we'll go ahead and see how he is doing here. So right off the bat, it's a pretty good leader skill, but nothing too crazy, as a gold, a yellow coin LR usually will be. It's Realm of Gods and Patara, key 4 and 150 to stats. I like that. And let's go ahead and take a look at the super attack effects we have for his 18 key super. We have massively raised attack and defense for 1 turn with mega colossal damage. I am a fan of the massively raising attack and defense. And then the 12 key super kind of stacking, which is the raise attack and defense with colossal damage, I am a fan of. I think we do have to go ahead and get something fun going with these guys. And, we have to make sure he is as good as advertised, because we want to have a unit with art like this. It has to be good, right? Like LR Zamasu, the Fusion team has been dead for, or not Fusion, the Future team has been dead for so long. And it's getting this huge revival, and an LR merge Zamasu, I think, is what we need to kind of push it over the edge. So let's go ahead and talk about the passive skill. So he has an entrance animation, what that may be. It could be the fusion itself. It could be, like something where he's saying rejoice or crying for the world or whatever, who knows. But once only, plus an additional key, and attack and defense plus 8. That's 80%, plus 8% per type key sphere attained. Let's see what else he's got. He's got key 3, attack and defense plus 180 at the start of the turn, an additional key 3 and attack and defense plus 60% with a super attack, reduces damage received by 40%, plus an additional 10% when facing 2 or more enemies, plus 30% chance to dodge, plus an additional 20% when facing 2 or more enemies. Whew, that's a lot. And then 160% to attack and attack, and then 40% to defense when the target enemy is stunned or the target enemy super attack is sealed. And he recovers 20% HP at the start of turn. So I like how this guy's got a bunch of different procs that he could have, as well as kind of the LR Rose and Zamasu mechanic of healing at the start of the turn. I think there's a lot of good stuff there. I don't know if this is too good, but the damage reduction and the dodge I feel is kind of redundant. The way the game has kind of been, I think it'll be both like one of the other, but I do like both. Go ahead and give me all of that, right? Then his active skill massively raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage to the enemy, and all attack become critical hits for 1 turn, so a guaranteed crit. And then he gets a 50% support on that active skill. That is one of the best active skills in the game, no doubt. 50% to all allies, that's a ton. Links, Big Bad Bosses, Dismal Future, Prepared for Battle, Fierce Battle, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, and Legendary Power. Very good future link set. Will link up very, very well with the LR Rose and Zamasu. I think this is a really good setup. And then for categories, we have Realm of Gods, Batara, Future Saga, Transformation Boost, Time Travelers, Final Trump Card, Exploding Rage, assuming he's corrupted, Gifted Warriors, Worldwide Chaos, and the Battle of Fate. So, let us know what you guys think of OF_Eisen's kit here for Fusion Zamasu. I think it's a little bit too good, but I think in 2022 is very warranted. So, I really like how you designed him. If he is like this, I think he'll be one of the more sought after units in the game. For me, I only want his art. It's that good, but I think if he looks anything like this, he'll also be a very good summon for kit-wise. So, OF Eisen, very good job. I hope you enjoyed watching the video, and on to the next creator.
What's going on, 5'9 Gamers? Joe Eggs here with another fan-made card, and today we are looking at a fan-made card for the LR Fusion Zamasu. This card could be ridiculously hype, combined with that crazy EZA that LR Tech Goku Black and Zamasu got. I think that if they build this unit right, we could be looking at the best rotation in the game. So today, we're going to go ahead and look at the fan-made design by Hello GBO. So, we do have a few extra things in here because we know nothing about the cards. We can guess the stats, everything. So, he's got about almost 20,000 HP, nearly 17,000 attack, and 8,455 defense. The defense is a little bit low, but I think the way that this kit is built, that will be fine. The leader skill, they've got Future Saga or Realm of Gods, Key 4 and 150 to stats. I think the Key 4 150 to stats is pretty much a guarantee at this point. In terms of the categories, I could see like Worldwide Chaos actually being one of them, but I think Future Saga and Realm of Gods are pretty safe bets also. For the super attack effect, so for the 12 key, Blades of Judgment raises attack for 1 turn and defense for 3 turns, so a 3-turn defense stack. Colossal damage to the enemy, greatly lowers attack, and seals super attack with a medium chance to nullify their next action. So this idea of having a chance to nullify the action I think is kind of intriguing. I don't know if Dokkan will put this many effects in there, but I had to choose one that looked really busted, right? And then on the 18 key, massively raises attack for 1 turn, greatly stacks defense for 3 turns, causes mega colossal damage with a high chance to stun, and a high chance to nullify the next action. So this guy is going to be like a super battle road killer if this is the guy that we get, right? So then his passive skill, Perfection of a God, plays special entrance animation, which I do think there's a high chance he'll get an entrance animation. Key 2 and defense 50% for the first turn of appearance. Key +2 in attack and defense 170. Reduces damage by 40%. Key +1 up to 6 and defense +15 up to 90 with each attack received. Absolutely love that. And I think there is actually a very realistic chance this guy could have damage reduction. I like the idea of this 40% because it's borrowing that from like Int Zamasu, who also has 40% damage reduction. So this guy is going to be having extra 50% defense on the first turn with 40% damage reduction, and then once again builds up as he gets hit, which is kind of the theme of these Goku Black Zamasu units, just like that Tech LR. So I really like that. I think that's a really good build. It's going to be a defensive god to pair with the other defensive god. I could see Dokkan making this unit a little bit more offensive, but man, if these are both defensive units, that would be insane. He has Key +4, high chance to perform a crit, launches an additional which has a medium chance of becoming a super within the same turn after receiving an attack. Absolutely love that. Because you got to remember, this guy is going to have a 3-turn defensive stack. So that's going to be crazy. Attack +6% when performing a super attack per existing enemy. An additional attack +6% if they are super class enemies. So basically, if you're fighting super class like Super Battle Road against super class, there could be like 3 to 5 enemies, and you're getting 12% more attack per enemy. That's kind of interesting. They're really building this like for Super Battle Road, but this build would be really good for Red Zone as well, like not gonna lie. Key +2 and attack +60 as the second or third attacker in the turn. Recovers 20% HP at the end of a turn in which an attack was received. Once again, HP recovery is another theme with these Zamasu units. Remember, because the whole idea is he's immortal, right? So like the damage reduction, recovering HP, all that stuff really good in the kit. Very, very cool. Active skill. Divine Wrath greatly raises attack temporarily and causes ultimate damage, and attacks become super effective against all types for 1 turn. Extreme class allies attack and defense 20% for 2 turns. So this once again is like an off turn B-Pan effect for 20% for 2 turns. That's gonna be nasty. Can you imagine popping this and then having your LR Goku Black and Zamasu, who's normally hitting a 15 mil attack stat, getting this on top of it? Dude's going to be hitting like 20 mil. It's going to be insane. Can be activated when facing one enemy starting from the 5th turn, or when facing a super class Future Saga enemy. So if you're doing like a Future Saga SBR stage or something, and there's just like a Trunks turn 1, you could just pop this. So absolutely crazy. Link skills, you gotta have big bad bosses, Fuse Fighter, Godly Power, Dismal Future, Fear and Faith, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. Very good link set. I would definitely take that. The categories: Realm of Gods, Patara, Future Saga, Time Travelers, Final Trump Card, Worldwide Chaos, Battle of Fate, and Fused Fighters. So there you go, guys. This is the build by Hello GBO. Very, very nice build. I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to the next one.
Alright, and we'll end things off with my choice for the fan-made card submission. Again, thank you to everyone for submitting your cards. There's so many good ones, but unfortunately there's also only so many members of our team to be able to choose one of these fan-made cards. So if yours did not make it in this time, don't worry. Again, there's plenty of opportunities to do so. I personally love these fan-made cards, and it seems you guys too, so we'll keep them coming for sure. But let's hop right into, again, my choice right here. This is made by Miracle Weep Techstorm14 on Twitter. So again, thank you for submitting, and let's take a look at your design. I think that's a really cool one. So the rainbow stats right here is 22,000 HP, 20k attack, and then 15k defense. I think those are pretty good stats, especially defensively. That's going to be really strong. So the leader skills: Time Travelers or Final Trump Card, Key 4, and then 150% to HP attack and defense. I would really expect nothing more than 150%. Key 4 is definitely nice, but again, they don't like making these units have 170% stats, which does suck, but it is what it is. So this 12 key super attack is very strong, raises attack and defense, causes colossal damage to all enemies, and they seal. So essentially that would be an AoE sealing attack that stacks. Like, that just sounds absurd, but that's really, Dokkan. I could see that. It's crazy that that's like a realistic thing, I think, now. But these units have gone so crazy with power creep, it would make sense to me. His 18 key Lightning Absolution greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes mega colossal damage, and then nullifies enemy actions. They also included quotes in here, right? I'm not going to read each of them out, right? But the quotes, again, Zamasu sounds really cool when he does like his moves and stuff like that. Fusion Zamasu, I really did enjoy Fusion Zamasu personally. So his passive skill, Twisted Sense of Justice, really cool name. Activates the entrance animation once only, and then a 60% chance to evade enemy attacks, of course including super attacks, for the first 3 turns. So again, no condition is really nice, and then 60% chance to evade is obviously very powerful. Key 3 and 160% attack and defense, an additional 60% attack when performing a super attack, which would be pretty strong. An additional Key 1 and 12% defense, up to Key 6 and 60% defense, then an additional 6% chance to evade with each attack evaded, up to 30%. So even after the 60% runs out, you'll still have this extra evasion right here, which could be very interesting. And the one thing, I guess I'll keep reading the design, but I like this design a lot, and I'll kind of explain why. They foresee enemy super attacks when there's an ally whose name includes Goku Black or Zamasu attacking in the same turn. Fusion Zamasu excluded. Obviously, I mean, this doesn't really need it, I guess, if you're running both of them as a leader, but you're not going to really get that. But forcing enemy super attacks, you're going to get this, like, all the time, right? You're going to run them with the Goku Black or Zamasu, like, all the time. Especially with the new LR Easy 8, the tech one. Definitely. Recovers 15% HP at start of turn and then guards when facing only one enemy. So, again, the reason why I like this is because against, like, enemies like Broly that disables evasion, which is a huge part of this character's kit, right? They don't get the extra key here or the extra defense, right? So what happens is they're able to stack a lot more easily because they get less key. While if you are facing a unit that does allow you to dodge, you won't need really the stacking nearly as much because you get this extra multiplicative percent. And of course you have the evasion in the first place, right? So you're bound to take less damage on average, so you don't need to stack as much, which I think it's a pretty cool design to me. Not entirely sure if it's intentional. I'm sure it was intentional, right? But I think that would work out really well in game, considering how powerful this 12 key super attack is. Now, it nullifies enemies' normal attacks and counters with tremendous power when HP is 80% or more. Again, that's it's going to be a good ability to see because, again, I don't know if this would activate starter turn. Since it's a nullification, I found that nullifications can activate mid-turn. So if you heal mid-turn, you actually do end up getting that nullification. At least with the tech androids. I don't know if the wording is different. You could probably check that out. But if it is mid-turn, then this guy heals 15%. LR Goku Black and Zamasu heal 15%. And you're just healing 30% each turn. And then it gets crazy really quickly. And this might not be that hard to get. So that's pretty cool. Entrance animation is the fusion of Fusion Zamasu. I think that could is very likely as an intro animation. Seeing the card art has Goku Black and Zamasu in there. I would like that a lot. And then the counter is Electric Shock. Pretty cool. So the active skill, Holy Wrath, greatly raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage to enemy, just general. Of course, all attacks now become critical hits for one turn. Again, at this point, this is like general 2. And then performs a guaranteed additional ultra super attack for one turn. So he gets this effect twice, which greatly raises attack and defense for one turn, mega colossal damage, and nullifies actions. I'm assuming they can nullify 2 actions then, and then get 100% defense on super, which is absurd. That's really powerful. You know, you can make the argument that getting this twice would be better, especially for Super Battle Road. You can get this after evading 4 more attacks, or from the 4 turn HP is 60% or more. This won't be hard in Super Battle Road to get on turn 3, so you can just kind of wipe out the field. But it's not a 12 key is what I'm saying, right? It's 18 key, which honestly, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think would be more powerful, but Link skills are what we expect. Nightmare, Godly Power, Fear and Faith, Dismal Future, Big Bad Bosses, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. Should be something like this, right? As long as we keep this, we're looking good, I think. Realm of Gods, Future Saga, Time Travelers, Potara, Fused Fighters, Final Trump Card, Exploding Rage, Battle Fate, and Worldwide Chaos are the categories for this units. I know Zamasus, I don't believe, like, they usually have... What's the one I was looking at? I think Final... Is it Final? No, they do have Final Trump Card. Maybe I'm crazy. Whatever. But yeah, that's this unit here. Again, very, very good design unit. I really like how it turned out. But yeah, thank you all for watching until the end. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and feel free to hit that notification bell as well to stay up to date with everything 5-9 Gaming related from our Dokkan department. Thank you all for submitting, and we'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.